Hi Floppycatters, welcome to a compilation video of my cat Trigg's life. I can't believe I'm even making this video because I can't believe that he's actually gone. Trigg died on June 4th, 2024, and I'm publishing this August 19th, which would have been his 15th birthday. Trigg came to me, I picked him up in Salisbury, North Carolina in November of 2009. This was his first vet visit. He was 2.5 months old, and he was so beautiful. I already had my cat Charlie at the time. He was a kitten as well. He's only a month older than Trigg, but they're not related. Charlie is still living and just celebrated his 15th birthday. He's the seal-mitted with the blaze in that video. There's Chiggy falling off the cat tree. He was scared of things and stuff like that Charlie wasn't. And so he was more a typical, newcomer to a home that he didn't know. And always tried to be really fierce with Charlie, which was super adorable. Of course, as they got to know each other, then they became comfortable and everything was fine. This is on my basement stairs. And then this is my parents' cat, Camus. My parents have 2 cats, they're both in this video as well. And they were 5 years old when I brought Trigg and Charlie home. This is Trigg and Charlie playing on the bed, Camus in the background. Trigg always trying to be bigger. Even though as a month younger kitten, he was a lot smaller than Charlie. He loved this thing. This is like a door hanger thing that you just hang on any doorknob and then the cat can play with it. And we would just find him upstairs playing with it. He loved to play. He was so cute and so excited anytime he wanted to play. He was such a joy to be around. Here are Trigg and Charlie going into my bathroom. They love to play and poke their paws between the laundry basket, which was adorable. And then I would put a bottle cap in there and they'd bat that around, as you can see Trigg doing here. He loved to play. It was the cutest. I let my cats outside once a day. As long as they want to go outside, I go out there with them in my fenced-in backyard, and so that was Trigg out in the snow as a youngster. Then here they are playing in some reusable CVS bags back in the day. Still very much youngsters. And then this is my boyfriend at the time feeding them. I loved how Trigg would grab onto your leg when you fed him, and that's what I wanted to showcase here because I thought it was so cute that he would grab onto the leg, onto your leg if you were the one giving him food. Oh, I miss those eyes. Always super playful. Outside again, he hops into that bird feeder, bird bath, and it's very dirty, so I take him out of there. This is Camus again. He came over to visit often. I wanted my cats and my parents' cats to get along really well. Trigg panted anytime he was hot, and my Charlie does the same thing. Now, in the past, other cats that I've had that panted like they're really overheated, but mine just did it almost like a dog. This is my sister Amy with Trigg and our parents' pool that my parents had at the time in 2010. I wanted my cats to know how to swim because my parents have a lake house, and so it was important to me that they knew how to swim. Although Trigg's name was Trigg, I gave him various nicknames, and I do this always with any cat that I've lived with. Very rarely do I call them by the name that they were given, and it isn't on purpose, it just happens. So Trigg's names were Chiggy, Gow Gow, Tink Tink, there he is. There he is came from the phrase, there he is, because oftentimes I couldn't find him, and my house is very small, but I'd have trouble finding him, and then there he is. So I would call him there he is, and then I also, when he would snuggle with me, would call him Snugglepussin, and would request, because you could never predict when Trigg would come and snuggle with you. Like it wasn't seasonal, it wasn't because you did something nice for him that day, like it was just on his own whim, and he was so delightful in his surprises. So I've discovered if I said, will you please come Snugglepussin, then he would come and snuggle that night. So it just, anyway, I had tons of nicknames for him, as I have for all of my cats, and he knew every single one of them. He definitely knew I was talking to him, no matter which name I used. No surprise here, Camus was visiting again. I adored Camus, so anytime I could take him, I would. And this is right after he arrived, so they're both like, why are you here? Why are you at our house? Oh my gosh, this is probably my all-time favorite Trigg video, because it encompasses every aspect of his personality. We had barred owls that had babies in our tree, and this is one of the babies that landed accidentally in the window well, and Trigg just was trying to make a new friend. And he would always try to make friends and be so fancy and so handsome and so beautiful. That's what I'd say to him. You are so fancy, you are so beautiful. Trigg, I mean that, like, are you kidding me? He was the quirkiest, cutest cat I have ever known. And I've known a lot of cats because of what I do with Floppycats for 16 years. He's so cute. So cute. I've never met a cuter cat. Like when I would take him to the vet, they're like, is there anything going on with him that you're concerned about? And I'd always say, yes. He is so ridiculously cute, I don't know what to do about it. Here is Trigg meowing, which is like a mouse squeak. You can come out of there? What do you think? Come on. What are you doing? Gutters. Oh no, retreat, retreat. When you're going through hundreds of hours of video of what to include in a compilation video, I carefully selected this kind of stuff, and the reason why is these are things that really remind me of Trigg, including him eating ice cream and cake. He loved both of those, but it ended up being pretty bad for his gut overall, so I wouldn't do that again with a cat. Here he is playing and exploring again, because he just loved to play. I remember thinking, like, I can't ever imagine you being an old cat. You're just so young at heart. I can't imagine you ever being a young cat. And I didn't get to experience him really as an older cat. He literally got sick, jaundice, had yellow skin, and died 2 weeks later. The vets thought that it was lymphoma. Wasn't totally 100% confirmed, but they said they were probably 90% sure that it was lymphoma. So I never got to experience him, properly age. He aged in like 2 weeks.
Dig, that's pretty cute and stuff, but we're not going in that door.
I'd always loved the snowflakes on their fur and the snow paw prints that he'd make.
Thank you. Oh my god. Trigg! You're gonna hurt yourself, cat. 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 Let him out.
So Trigg was my subordinate cat, but yet he was the one that always picked the fights. So Charlie was the dominant cat and Trigg was subordinate, and although Trigg didn't like to be held, like you can see there, he was a floppy cat.
Good kitty man. Good kitty man, Tig. Good kitty man.
More footage of Triggy playing because he loved catnip toys. And when I thought about, like, what do I want to remember in a compilation video. This was definitely one of them. More outside time, since we spent so much time outside. Actually, the last 2 weeks of his life, he spent almost full days outside, didn't want to go inside. Something about the healing, you know, of the ground, I would guess. He also was very affectionate to me, one of those cats that rubs up against you. Loved to bite the rubber bands on my wrists all the time if he snuggled with me in bed. And he also didn't like to be held, so you always had to anticipate his next move, or he'd be like Houdini and get out of your arms. I'm getting his morning food ready right now. It's awesome though. Triggy always liked to play on the stairs. I work in my basement, and these are the stairs down to my basement, and so he would come and just appear. Either if he was hungry, or if he wanted to play, or if he just wanted to say hi. That's probably one of the things I miss the most. I'm sitting at that desk right now while I'm recording this audio, and I would die for him to come and get on those steps. Just lose my mind and start crying. Oh, he's so beautiful. I miss him immensely.
See? See? Can't go anywhere.
Outside in the leaves, we spent a lot of time in my backyard. And it was nice to go through this compilation video and think, like, you know, that he had a good life. That he got to do a lot of things, and hopefully he enjoyed it.
Hey, what are you thinking about? What's your smell? This is true Trigg right here, doing weirdo rolls and stuff like that. What is going on? What do you smell today? You smell something? Oh, you smell something.
Man, it's like, it's not believable that he's gone when you watch these videos and you just think I could just reach through the screen and grab him. Ugh. He was such a joy and a delight. And I haven't had it for 10 weeks now. This is one of my favorite things about him. I've never experienced this with any other cat, but he loved to snuggle. In the morning or late in the evening, he would just fly up on the bed under his terms, never knew when it was gonna happen, and he'd come and snuggle with you. And when he was younger, like in 2016, he would like sprawl out over my torso and over my abdomen. I can't say that word. And it was just heaven. I mean, as you can imagine, it was just pure heaven.
See? 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 Are you hungry?
Trigg's dismounts off of couches and beds were hysterical. He did this probably 85% of the time, and I only got it on film one time. I don't know why he did it like that, but it was awesome. This is at the lake. Camus and Charlie were on the floor, Murphy on the bed, and again, amusing Trigg behind the curtain. I mean, that cat. Oh my gosh, made me smile every day. Here he is, Attack of the Killer Chiggy with Charlie again. Usually went after Charlie when he was hungry, and I would just have to be like, Chiggy, be nice. And he'd turn around and stop doing it. We had the litter robot for over a year before Trigg finally watched it cycle, and this was one of the first times he watched it cycle with amazement, whereas Charlie took like 20 minutes after we got it to watch it.
Chiggy cheats, yay! Chiggy! Chiggy in the cheats! Chiggy in the cheats! Whoa, whoa!
I have a lot of Charlie coming at you videos on YouTube where Charlie just hauls towards me. Trigg was more like la-di-da, la-di-da. I always said that Trigg was in his own world. Ooh, that would have had claws on it, but he didn't In that previous clip, that's my parents' now German Shepherd dog, and that's when Trigg met him. My parents always have had a dog in Trigg's life, and so he's met a lot of dogs, but he never really lived with one other than when we visit them at the lake. This is Trigg with the ripple rug and the Yao catnip banana, two things that he absolutely adored. Another flop. So limber. We love the little pokey holes and sticking his paws through the pokey holes of the ripple rug. So adorable. Get it, Tiggy. Their paw. Right. Bad angle on the other one. Hey, yo! Use the right paw. Gee! Are you left-handed? There you go, buddy. I gotta let him win with that other. This reminded me so much of a Jack in the Box. Like, still makes me laugh. Like, what on earth? It just was so quirky and cute all the time. And this, like, Charlie would have gotten this done in like 5 seconds. It takes like 10 minutes to do it. Not 10 minutes, but you know what I mean. It's constantly entertaining. Ugh. Here he is licking my bowl of ice cream. This is why this cat had a yeast problem that took forever to get under control. Once I switched him to a raw diet, he had yeast in his ears forever. And it's because he had yeast in his gut because he ate so much ice cream and cake with me.
Let's go. We want cheats?
Okay. Thanks, buddy. You ready to go? Did you find anything of importance that you'd like to explore more next time? Go see. He had the most unusual blue eyes. They were almost periwinkle sometimes. These are silver vine sticks that I'm throwing at him. But again, his cute personality. Oh. Here we are snuggling again. I mean, it was just heaven. He would like throw his head back on me and just want me to kiss him. Such a joy. I will miss this the most out of everything about him. This is at my parents' lake house again. Wanted to show him with all 4 cats to remember that they were all 4 together. And the last time they were all 4 together was in 2019. Camus and Murphy passed in 2020 and 2021. This is a baby turtle that I found. I always try to expose them to things that they might not usually see if they were safe for them to see. This is us outside. I loved how he'd like grip onto my hand with his back paws, and then a weirdo, like, what cat does that? Just like turns around and gets up that way. This is the puppy that he had and interacted before, and my cat's playing at my parents' lake house. All 4 cats again. This is Trigg realizing that my parents' dog Parker, who was the puppy earlier in this video, is right there, and this is one of the closest that they ever got to each other, and I was proud of them both. I really felt like Trigg could get along with a dog if he had lived with one. Here we are with the catnip again, and flopping again. We're rubbing our pheromones and biting it. I could always get this cat to play with the catnip. Again, quirkiness times 1,000. Just always surprised me and delighted me and made me smile every day. I cannot emphasize that enough. Here he is playing with a bottle cap. He loved plastic or metal bottle caps. And I would just chuck him across the room and he'd go and play with it. So adorable. Get it, Tiggy. Here he is outside. He loved this. I think they're called Mexican heather. I'm not sure. These bushes in the back of my yard. He also loved my hostas, hiding underneath them. Loved taking dirt baths. Would roll in dirt and just have dirt all over him. Just, God. Oh. And he'd always rub up against me. Such a cat, you know, just rubbing. Something else I wasn't used to with other cats I'd had. Wrap his little tail around me. Love tunnels. Man, he got so, again, he loved to play. So anything that we got to review that was play oriented, he was game for.
I would rake a pile of leaves and have them play in it. And this is Trigg exploring that pile. Now don't feel sorry for him here. He had already been out, and then he wanted to go inside, and then he wanted to come back out. And I obviously had to get the footage for Floppycats because why not? This is a Purini Playmate. He loved this thing, and then when I added the wand toy to it, it was like that white box earlier, like the Jack in the Box where he'd pop up and pop down. Adorable. It's so cute. I would find him just sitting on this thing. He just loved it. I'd have to take it apart to get to him sometimes, to get him out of it, because he wouldn't leave the Purini Playmate. He was a little heavy too, so it would weigh down. Gowie, are you being a nosy neighbor? Gowie. Trigg was an awesome patient. This is Dr. Sally, our awesome veterinarian, giving him acupuncture, and he was very compliant with all of it, thank goodness. Another winter day with snow on the ground. I was so proud of him for eating raw at the age of 13. I can't tell you how excited I was that they finally started eating raw, and I wish that I could have transitioned them at 6. Chiggy playing again with another wand toy. I could get that cat to play, and man, you knew when he was sick, because if he didn't want to play, then that was it. This was earlier this year. Still can't believe it. Can't believe he's dead. Cannot believe that he's gone. Given this behavior here and everything that transpired after that, a week before he died, my cats were chasing each other through the house. Sorry, 2 weeks before, no, a week before he got sick, they were chasing each other through the house. I was like, oh my gosh, my cats are almost 15 and they're that active and that healthy. And then everything went terribly wrong. Such a beauty. Such a beauty. He was so fancy and so beautiful. Here he is outside. I think this is about a month before he died. And his coat looked so crappy because I had put coconut oil on it, not because his coat actually from the inside out looked that bad. But I put coconut oil on to avoid fleas. Here's Trigg grounding. He did a lot of grounding in the last 6 weeks. Now I understand it a little bit more than I did at the time. I just thought he was, healing from something else. I probably sound like a broken recorder at this point, but this cat was one of the greatest joys I've ever had on a daily basis. I will miss him until the day that I die. Thank you for being here, for watching our videos, for watching him grow and discover and learn things through the years. Thank you for loving him. Thank you for wanting to know more about your cats because of him. Thank you for wanting to get cats because of him. Thank you for wanting to be here because of him. I hope someday that I get to visit Chiggy's world because it seemed like it was the best place, and he just, every now and again, I got to visit it. He let me be a part of it. I was so very fortunate to have him for 14 and a half years. He taught me a tremendous amount that I will never forget, and hope that I can make the lives of my future cats better because he existed. Thanks for watching.
Bye, baby.